Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to cover UPSC Prelims PYQ series of 2024 year CSAT comprehension questions. So in this particular video series, students will be applying shortcuts to arrive at the comprehension answers in a time efficient manner. Let's learn some of the tips before solving the CSAT comprehension questions. Extreme statements in answer options are usually incorrect, and some of the frequently used extreme statements are only, solely, which we need to necessarily remember, students, for solving CSAT comprehension questions. And we need to ignore technical or unfamiliar terms if they are not mentioned in the passage but they are mentioned only in the options, means you can eliminate it. Especially you need to have an exemption only in case of inference, otherwise in other options you can use this particular fact. Third most important thing, whenever they use but, however, except, although, that means after that whatever is mentioned in the passage you need to pay maximum attention. That is where the crux of the message will be lying. Not only that, the central idea or crux of the message should be a broader theme and not any narrow-minded or minor detail. Assumptions or inference or both the things are not directly mentioned in the passage, students. And one more important thing, assumption most of the times is not in negative tone. Using that you can eliminate most of the options inside exam hall. Critical inference means that will be given in a negative manner. Most critical means still more strongly worded negative. And in case if in a question, if they use the word like implied, inferred, conclusion or deduced, means you have to be very careful. You need to maximum pay your attention to the last three lines of the passage. That is where this answer for this question will be lying, especially implied, inferred or conclusion or deduced kind of question statements. And if the question itself is saying what sums up the message means or passage means, they are only asking about conclusions. So you need to be very crucial for the last three lines of the passage, students. Okay, let's read the first comprehension. So let's move directly to the question, students. They are asking here the most logical and rational inferences. As I said, inferences should not be stated directly in the passage. And you need to quickly go through a vertical skimming of the passage, whether any of the four statements which is given is directly mentioned in the passage. If it is directly mentioned, means you can eliminate it, since they are only asking about the correct answer. Okay, students, let's move to the first one. The current methods of food distribution are solely responsible for the loss and wastage of food. Students, as I said, solely is a negative word. Mostly, if they use this kind of extreme word, that statement will be wrong. Not only that, you need to double verify it. Whether this particular fact, if it is mentioned in the passage, then only is the assumption. If you go through the vertical skimming of this particular passage, there is nowhere it is mentioned this particular statement. That is, the current methods of food distribution, they are responsible for loss and wastage of food. So if you look at it, they are only talking about loss and wastage. It is critical to complete food efficiency and food sustainability. Even a cook look, it is not found. So you can eliminate the first statement. Let's look at the option, students. Once you eliminate the first statement, you can directly pick option B, which is the correct answer, students. So this is a easy common sense you can apply in the CSAT comprehension questions. Let's move to the next one, assumption. Assumption is comparatively very easy. You don't need to go to the passage most of the times. You need to only look for any negatively worded, then you can eliminate it. If it is a neutral statement, it will be most of the times correct only. Only in rare cases, you need to go to the passage. The food distribution mechanism needs to be reimagined and made effective to reduce the loss and wastage of food. So basically, students, this is a neutral statement. You can consider it to be correct. Ensuring the reduction of wastage and loss of food is a social and moral responsibility of all citizens. Again, they are using a neutral statement. Whenever they use a neutral statement without any extremity or negatively worded, that will be correct most of the times. Hence, the option will be directly option C only. What you need to do is you need to quickly double verify whether that particular sentence is directly stated in the passage, as assumption will never be directly stated. Then you can directly pick option C to be the correct answer, students. Let's move to the next passage. So it's on inflation. You can use your GS knowledge also to arrive at the correct answer, students. So they are asking about the inference only. That is the most logical and rational. Central banks cannot bring down inflation without budgetary backing. They are using two negative extreme words. But let's look at the passage, because inference you need to look at the passage, students. If you look at it, they have already used without monetary policy, that is without fiscal policy, monetary policy will lose the traction. So that is what they are stating here. So this will be correct. Second one, the effects of monetary policy depends upon fiscal policies pursued by the government. Using GS common sense also you can arrive at it. So both are correct here, students. You can verify it by reading the last three sentences also. So monetary policy and fiscal policy are interrelated. That's what they have conveyed here. As I said, usually for inference statements, you need to give maximum weightage to the last three lines in a passage. So both of them are correct here. Let's move to the fourth one. Based on the above passage, following assumption has been made. Fiscal policies of governments are solely is a negative keyword. You can eliminate it. Higher prices do not. In assumption, there should not be negative words used. So you can eliminate it. So both of them are wrong. So the correct answer here is option D, students. Again, you can double verify by looking at the passage in a vertical skimming manner. Whether if it is stated directly, then only you can need to take an assumption. Otherwise, it will be correct only what we have already did. Let's move to the next one, students. So this particular passage is also on urban planning. Okay, let's go to the question here. Which one of the following statements reflects the most logical and rational inferences? So first one, they are saying curriculum for urban planning courses should have diverse and interdisciplinary approach. Usually what I will be telling is whenever they ask inference, kindly focus into the last three lines, students. Here what they are telling, then this was because various subjects were observed into the planning curriculum that had its roots in social science, geography, and architecture. Planning in India and its education differs from the West. So they are talking about multiple subjects and they have given it in an interdisciplinary approach. Hence, this can be the correct answer. Why I am telling that inference will always be indirectly stated, not directly. So that logic is applying here, and it should talk about something which is mentioned in the last three lines most of the times, and that is also it is applying. So you can pick this particular option and you can cross look and double verify the remaining three options also. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions has been made. Have been made. India needs a new generation of urban professionals with knowledge relevant to modern urban practice. Indian universities at present have no capacity. Negatively worded, you can eliminate it. First statement is neutral or positively worded, hence first will be correct and second one will be wrong, students. So assumption statements considerably you can easily arrive at the correct answer in a less time manner. But inference statements, what you need to have an approach is always pay attention to the last three lines in a passage for inference statements, because that is where the UPSC examiner will be conveying the inference message. So once you have read the last three lines means, then you can easily pick the particular inference to be correct or wrong, and you also have to look at the extremity of the words used. If they use solely or only, then that is negatively worded and you can eliminate it. Otherwise, you can go and arrive at the correct answer easily, students. I hope this video is useful to you. We'll come up with more such CSAT comprehension questions in future. Thanks for watching our video.